Need a quick solution to bloating? This is for you. This fall, I am mother of the groom, and I'll be wearing a long, slinky dress for the first time in a very long time. The last time I saw pictures of myself in a dress, I cringed because you and I go right to the things that are wrong with our picture. And what I saw was, just a little puffiness and poofiness right at the belly, and I don't love that. I have strong core, I have strong abdominals, but sometimes it's bloating, sometimes it's belly fat, and sometimes it's weak abdominals. And we've got to figure that out. But here are some things that I do to quickly reduce that belly bloat. Some of these will act faster than others. But number one, if you are a little bit constipated, this will help. So magnesium, but magnesium citrate specifically. So the recommended daily amount of magnesium is 400 milligrams. Now we can get close to that probably in really healthy foods if we're eating a whole food based diet. But to tolerance is the way that magnesium works. You need a different amount than I need to function optimally. And if you need support with regularity, there are a lot of different kinds of magnesium, some that help more with your brain health, brain function, reducing headaches, migraines, some that help with muscle cramps, some that help with muscle gain, with absorption of calcium. Citrate is known to help more with regularity. So if you want some support there and you're not having regular bowel movements or your regular bowel movements don't happen daily, most of us should be pooping daily. If you're struggling with that because everything's changed at midlife, try introducing this. If I were you, what we notice is starting students, if they opt for about 200 milligrams and do that for 2 to 3 nights, does anything change? And if not, they bump that up to 400 milligrams for the next 2 or 3 nights. And again, they're looking for the sweet spot. So you continue doing that to the point where you're noticing you have a better bowel movement, probably you have a little flatter stomach because of it. Now, you don't want to get dependent on that. You probably want to look at other things. This is one. So the stomach acid that helps us break down food is produced in about 10% compared to when we're 70 compared to when we were 20. So as we age, we're losing some of the ability to break down food. And so it's no wonder that aging adults have issues with bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea, where they'll talk about things bothering them that never used to. And some of us are in the same boat. You might want to try one of two things. So this is just a digestive enzyme. For protein, it's protease. For fat, it's lipase. For carbohydrates, it's amylase. And you can get a digestive enzyme supplement that contains all of them. So you might take this with your dinner or just before it, or as soon after, if you forget, as you can, just to help break things down. Now you might notice after you take this for even just a couple of days, that already helps. So if you're looking for help Saturday night at the wedding and it's Thursday, this may be helpful. The other one that I don't have a bottle of is called betaine HCl. That is directly supporting your stomach acid because you have less of it than we used to and we need it. That stomach acid actually is supported and inspired by taking betaine HCl. Now again, you want to help yourself, but here's how. Longer term, this is a quick fix and a long term. Take a deep breath before you eat. And if you're guilty of standing in the kitchen and eating while you're doing something else or scrolling through your phone or looking at your computer at your desk while you're eating, try to stop. Try to stop. Take a few deep breaths. Here's why. What you're doing is inspiring your parasympathetic nervous system. You're turning that on. And here's the difference between the two. When you're stressed, you're overworked, you're a little anxious, you're thinking about a lot of things, your sympathetic nervous system is on, and you really don't have much stomach acid. You don't have the things you need to break down foods when that's true. So if you're standing in the kitchen, you're distracted by a TV or a phone or listening to the news or having a conversation with someone that's a little upsetting, you're probably not going to digest very well. So guard your meals. Guard your meal time so that the parasympathetic nervous system can drop this down and we go back into rest and digest. You will probably notice that even if you don't do the enzymes, If you take a few deep breaths before meals, quiet yourself down, turn off electronics, and just take time chewing your food, swallowing it, that you probably will have less bloating because there's less air consumed. That's another thing. So decrease the intake of carbonated beverages. So whether it's kombucha or it's bubbly, sparkling water, use flat and do drink more of it. Diuretic type of foods, also like watermelon and cucumbers. So it's really those that have a lot of water content will actually help add to the hydration, but some of them also act like natural diuretics. Now you don't want to take the diuretic, but having something act as a natural, because at the same time it is hydrating you, like cucumbers, strawberries, watermelons, those things are all going to help. So last but not least, you thought we were going to talk about exercise, but there are a couple of things that you can do to release gas. You can, sitting at your desk like I am, or sitting on the floor cross-legged and working on rotation. If you do yoga, certain yoga poses that have rotation in them, like rotated triangle, all of those prayer balancing pose are going to be great for releasing some of the stomach gas and helping afterward you feel like you've got a flatter belly. But you can sit and do this with me from anywhere. So sitting up, take my right hand and putting it on the other side of my left leg. I'm using something behind me to base my support, sitting up, inhale here, and I'm just going to exhale part way. Now, I'm only going, thinking about the small of my back, from my sacrum to the mid or lower back. Then I'm going to take another breath and exhale, turn a little bit further away, and I know I'm turning away from you, but here we are. And then last but not least, I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to try to go all the way up. So rotating my spine all the way through, and then returning to the front. So I have to keep you balanced. Let's do it on the other side. But what we do when we finally get there is we're rotating and twisting the stomach just a little bit. So you're going to sit up, take one hand on the outside of the opposite leg and rotate just part way, and hold this easy exhale. Inhale again, sit as tall as you can, and then rotate. Last time, you're going to inhale and rotate all the way back. And then release. Nice job. So any rotation work like that. Now, if you cross this leg over and now I'm rotating and getting a deeper rotation. So you can do a lot of things just sitting in your chair at the office, at work. Nobody really needs to know. It's going to take seconds. That can help. Or get yourself down on a yoga mat. Now there's one more. I'm going to show you seated, and then I'll show you one on the mat so that you're actually engaging the muscles that actually flatten the belly. We don't talk about those a lot. We talk about forward flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, but I want you just to sit up. I'm going to sit back. Take your fingertips and put them on your hip bones. Take your thumb and put that on the bottom rib and splay your fingers. I want you to take a deep breath in and fill your lungs. Feel that expands. Feel the belly expand a little bit. And on the exhale, like you're blowing through a straw, literally, I want you to blow all the way out. Keep going. Keep blowing all the way out. So what you should be feeling right now is kind of like you're squeezing, and you are. You're squeezing the air out of your diaphragm, using your muscles that wrap around you like a girdle. They are your personal girdle, in fact, and they're either on or they are off, and you brought it at home. Now, keep breathing. So start again, but you should get to a point when you're doing that exercise that you're breathing and exhaling out almost to the point of your coughing. You're coughing and you're getting deep, deep into that core and breathing out. And what I want is that you are actually triggering those muscles to go on without putting tension anywhere else or up here. That's proof you can hold those muscles and you can talk. Now, while you're doing that and engaging your core in this way, either sitting up or trying to do this on the floor, you're going to be squeezing and moving around any excess gas. You're gonna get a little bit flatter, and when you get up, you're gonna feel like you've got a flatter belly. These are really easy changes. Now again, it doesn't necessarily fix the problem. You do need to know, is this weak abdominals that are causing me to not have a flat belly? Is it gas? Is it that kind of bloating from constipation or eating foods that don't agree with you? Or is it truly belly fat that you're seeing? You need to really know which one it is in order to make the best possible choice for what will actually help it. Hope that was helpful. And I want to see your mother of the groom or the bride dress if you've got one.